to defund the CBC?
Our party has been very clear on that issue. Conservative leader Pierre Poilievre has made multiple statements that he would like to defund the CBC while maintaining a strong journalism environment in Canada.
Qu'est-ce que ça veut dire? Pourriez-vous clarifier qu'est-ce que ça veut dire?
En anglais, s'il vous plaît. Pardon.
Oui.
What does it mean to defund the CBC?
Is it a part? Is it totally? What it means?
Again, our party leader has been very clear about this, that he will defund the CBC. Thank you.
In the rally, though, I mean, he hasn't been as clear in the last week.
Multiple times, Pierre Poilievre has been very clear that he will defund the CBC.
Gardner, is that fair for President Trump to penalize Canada for having a digital services tax?
Conservative leader Pierre Poilievre has been very clear with our party's plan to ensure that Canada is put first in light of the threat of American tariffs. That includes a plan to secure our borders as well as to bolster Canadian businesses.
Tax specifically, what do you think about that?
Again, Conservatives, we don't like a lot of the taxes that the Liberals have put in place. In fact, our primary platform has been axe the tax. So anything that Conservatives can do to make businesses more competitive in Canada, that's something that would be under our Canada First plan. Thank you.
One would argue that that tax, for example, is actually a disincentive to Canadian companies doing the same thing than American companies. And the American companies coming in Canada should pay at least a certain level of taxes that Canadian companies are paying. So do you
Again, Conservative Party leader Pierre Poilievre has been very clear that we'll put Canada first in any situation or scenario involving American tax. Thank you. Yes.
Ms. Rempel-Garner, I want to ask you about something Stephen Harper wrote in a newspaper this week, saying that Canada's focus should not be on pursuing deeper economic and security partnerships with the United States, and that we must avoid further dependency on the United States. I'm wondering what you think of that. Do you agree with that?
I read former Prime Minister Stephen Harper's op-ed in the Globe yesterday, and I found that he actually echoed a lot of the sentiments that Conservative Party leader Pierre Poilievre has already put out with regard to. Again, though, our party leader has been very clear that we would put forward, and we have put forward, again, very strong set of policies to secure our borders, to make Canadian businesses more competitive, and to make Canada more economically competitive as a whole. So, but I will say this, who isn't commenting on these things, who hasn't talked to you guys at all, is the press gallery? Mark Carney. It'd be great if he did that this week, too.
This message your party is sending that Canada is broken, do you think it's resonating with Canadians, given the fact we're seeing this rising nationalist feeling?
I've had the opportunity to door knock in some of the frigid weather that we've had across this country over the last several weeks. And as our party leader, Pierre Poilievre, has said in interviews on this topic this week, it is perfectly permissible, not just permissible, but necessary to address the systemic issues that the Liberals have caused in Canada that are causing people a lot of pain and a lot of harm. People can't afford groceries. That's one of the number one things that I get in my inbox in my constituencies, that they can't afford to eat or pay their rent. There's many systems in our country that just aren't delivering what they're supposed to do. Our federal deficit is out of control. These are all problems that need to be addressed. They shouldn't be glossed over. And I understand why Liberals like Mark Carney are trying to gloss over that fact, because they want Canadians to forget the pain and destruction that this government has caused them. So we're doing something far different than the Liberals are doing. First of all, Conservative leader Pierre Poilievre is going out and acknowledging the pain and destruction that the Liberals have caused, like the suffering on our streets due to the fentanyl crisis, like the housing affordability crisis. But the other thing that he's doing is he's coming out with tangible policy, like our Canada First plan. Meanwhile, you've got Mark Carney coming out spewing some sort of gobbledygook about spending more and investing spending. So, I think that acknowledging the fact that the Liberals have caused Canadians suffering and coming up with a firm plan to achieve that is something that we will continue to do, and I'm proud of our party leader for doing that. Thank you. Thank you.